I'm going to illustrate how you can do math operations inside Keynote. To do this, I will use these as illustrations. What you need to do is you need to insert the calculations inside a text box. So you can insert a text box by clicking this part here. I have already created my text boxes. So what I will now need to do is just perform the calculations. So for the first one, when you're looking at the modulus, minus 100 mod 13, we are looking for the remainder when minus 100 is divided by 13. So I click inside the text box here. To evaluate that, I type in minus 100, and then percent, and then 13. Then put an equal sign, then space. So it gives us the answer there is a 4. So the remainder when minus 100 is divided by 13 is a 4. For the next one here, I click on the text box. So I have 3. And then for the power is we use the carried 3 to the power 2. And then for the mod, percent, then 13. So this is the remainder when 3 to the power 2 is divided by 13. That's the remainder when 9 is divided by 13. Then put the equal sign, then space, and it gives us the remainder there is a 9. So it's using the division algorithm to obtain these remainders. I now go on to rounding numbers, and for rounding numbers, I'm going to look at the floor and ceiling values. So I'll start with the first one here. For the floor value, we type in floor, open parenthesis, and then put in the 3.4, then equal to, then it gives us the answer there, space, I will say 3. The floor value of 3.4 is a 3. And then for the ceiling value of 3.4, I click inside the text box there. So the ceiling is 0, open parenthesis, and then 3.4, and then close parenthesis, and then equal to, then space. So the ceiling value of 3.4, and that's a 4. I now go on and look at factorial. If you still recall, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So to evaluate 5 factorial, I'll put it inside this text box. So I put in my 5, and then the exclamation mark there, then equal to, then space. It gives us 5 factorial is equals to 120. And then go on and look at square roots. Put my cursor in the text box there. For the square root of 25 is SQRT, open parenthesis, then put in the 25, and then close parenthesis, and then equal to sign, then space, and it gives the result there. The square root of 25 is a 5. And for the square root of 40, I click in the text box there, and then type SQRT, open parenthesis, 40, close parenthesis, equal to, and then space. Then it gives us the result there is 6.325. So these are just some of the calculations that can be done inside Keynote. Most calculations that can be done using an ordinary calculator can be done here in Keynote. So if we are having a presentation that is calculations, it saves you time. Instead of going to a calculator, then coming back to your presentation, you just do all your calculations inside the presentation itself. Also, you can do these same calculations in the presenter notes. So if I go to view here, and then go to presenter notes, I can perform the same calculations that I was performing here in the text boxes. For example, for the minus 100 mod 13, it will be minus 100, then percent 13, then equal to the space. So it gives us the remainder there is a 4. So for presenter notes, you'll be looking at calculations that you want to see only yourself and are not appearing on the slide. So you can do the calculations here in the presenter notes. Thank you for watching.